Hi, good evening. We have a very interesting topic for all of you. I think we've been getting some good feedback. Like, people like this talk about whether or not we're dating, hanging out, having sex with someone 10, 20, 30, 40 years younger or older. It's kind of weird, I'm sure.
So my name is Dawn Wilson. Welcome.
My name is Sherilyn Marshall. I'm going to share it in the Caribbean Edge to make sure everybody's here.
Okay. So tonight's topic, like Sherilyn says, is, what is the social norm of dating within your age group? Are we seeing a trend where age is out the door, so to speak? We see men and women dating younger and older for various reasons. So we're going to dive into that, and hopefully you chime in and make your comments and let us know what you think about this as society has changed. We want to thank all our viewers that started making comments even beforehand, and we want to share some of what was being said on Facebook for those of you that didn't get the chance to read it. But Albert, thanks for commenting. He said maturity, honesty, and full disclosure, and it's up to both parties, was his comment. Audrey had a very interesting point as well. She said she's teased her husband had they dated before she was 18 in high school, it would have been a serious problem, but the 12-year difference between them is irrelevant because she's so compatible with her husband. He's her best friend, and she loves him to pieces. And I must say, I really love reading that comment because that's beautiful.
Yes. And I could see how that's possible. 12 years, yes, it's a lot of years. But if you have and feel a good energy when you're around that person, how can you deny it? How can you basically deny yourself, deprive yourself of what you're feeling while you're spending time with this person just because he's 12 years older or younger, when the feelings that you have together when you're with each other is, oh my God.
I know, but I don't think 10 to 12 years. I mean, probably years ago you would probably say, wow, that's a lot. But we're seeing people that are dating 20, 30, 40 years difference. And then as a society, we're very judgmental. Let's admit that, for a lot of different reasons. So when you see someone that's 73 dating a 21-year-old, you do have the questions that come to mind that say, is that your daughter you're walking with? And I have male friends that walk with their daughters, and they say they're judged because people are wondering if they're dating. One gentleman that we were speaking to, he said he was traveling with his young girlfriend, significantly young girlfriend, and the custom officer actually questioned him, thinking the potential of him trafficking this young lady. So for me, my response was, well, yeah, I can see someone asking that question because there's so much trafficking going on that people may be concerned, because a lot of people travel with young girls are actually trafficking. So I think that's, 10 and 12 years, in my personal opinion, seems to be the norm. Back in the day, it probably wasn't. But I think what we're looking at now is people dating in that 20, 30, 40-year age difference. And so we posed the question earlier on Facebook to say, if this was your child, because I think that's the best way to look at it, how would you feel if your son or daughter brought home someone that could be their grandparent? So one interesting comment from a friend of mine, no name will be called, but she said her husband is older than her parents. She was always attracted to older men. She felt they understood her, didn't talk down to her or demean her or discourage her, but in fact he encouraged her, and that spoke volumes to her. She met, dated, and that was the best decision that she ever made. Her only concern at this point is the fact that if he dies before her, and there's no guarantee obviously, but that she will be left alone because of the age differences, and she met the love of her life even though he's significantly older. So that's something to obviously applaud, that they're with each other, they love each other, it's the best decision for both individuals. But yeah, that person is going to get older and potentially die if you live out your life without diseases or whatever natural accidents may come along. So that's a concern for a woman in love.
Of course it is. I mean, honestly though, I could see myself going older or younger, so I can totally relate with what is it that she's saying. I can totally relate with what she's saying. I guess I've always been that type of live in the moment kind of person. So I really trust my feelings, I trust my gut, I trust my energy, I trust what I feel, I trust what I'm hearing. And it just, age really to me is just a number. It really just depends. No, my daughter now dating someone that older, I've already come to terms with it. I had to because this woman she is like I don't even know, she's 23 years old, but she's way beyond that in the way she thinks and the way she feels and everything that she understands and gets. So I've already settled myself into thinking, wow, I may have to handle her being with an older man. And honestly, if that's what makes her happy, if that's why she wants to settle down and have a family, by all means, go right ahead. Go right ahead. I'm not saying that I'm not going to have any qualms about it, because I am going to feel like, oh my God, is this guy really in love with my daughter? But I'm going to find out, and I'm going to know the minute I meet him. If he is.
Interrogation time.
Yeah, I'm going to find out. So I feel like that. I feel like if I have that confidence that if it is someone older, she will totally understand what she's doing. And I pray to God to give her guidance every day. So I trust in Him, I trust in the universe, I trust in what's meant to be. So it's not something that I'm gonna be like, oh my God, what is wrong with this guy? I do have friends who have been through that. I have a very close friend where her daughter married someone that they knew, and he was substantially older, and they really didn't know how to handle it in the beginning. And I can see that. But after a while, you really have to think it through, look at the bigger picture. Who's making your daughter happy?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And for me, and I agree, I think for me personally, I think it would rub me the wrong way initially.
Initially.
I think I would have the same questions. What do you want from my child, my son or my daughter?
Right.
I would have questions as far as, the age difference. Some challenges, of course, are the fact that if you're dating and you're a young girl dating an older man and you want to have kids, how willing is this guy that may already have gone through having his own kids, his grandkids at this point, and now my daughter's future is in your hands. So I'm going to have some serious concerns because I want grandkids and I want her to experience having her own kids, and I know she does. So that may change that aspect of it, and that's some of the challenges dating significantly older or younger impacts you, because the other person is not on the same wavelength. There's communication issues as well, where someone younger may want to go bungee jumping, but that old person may want to do the same thing too. But it's allowing that individual to still do what they want to do. So I can see it working, but I don't know. I think 10 years for me personally, I can more accept. Anything beyond like the 15, 20 year age, I don't have a choice but to accept, because I love both my kids enough to do what they want or be there for them and help guide them. But I would have concerns, no matter what age you are, I'd have concerns and interrogate you for my child anyway.
Of course. I mean, that's what any mother does anyway, whether or not he's 12 years older.
Right.
Please, that's what we would do anyway. And it's not like I'm going to give you extra interrogation. Trust me, whoever is going to be with my daughter, I'm going to get to know you. I want to get to know you. This is the man that you love. This is the man that you want to be with. You want to do everything for. I know what that feels like. Right. So guess what? I got to get to know him. I got to get to know this dude.
Or this girl,
right,
as well.
Very true. Very true. Or this girl.
So one other comment we had, and it was from someone that plays volleyball with us. It just depends on the maturity level. Both happy and have a mutual understanding, and should not be the concern of others. So anyone outside the relationship, it's none of their business, so to speak, how we judge people. I think, one of the beauties of the Caribbean Edge is being able to discuss this topic and these topics and just put it out there, have real talk, real conversations about real issues. We have a lot of celebrities that for years have dated younger, and this is women. Let's talk about women specifically. We have Mariah Carey, who's dated younger, married younger. J-Lo stands out as another one. And most recent male who broke Sharon Ann's heart and a million women's hearts. Tell us about it.
I don't know if she was substantially younger, to be quite honest. I didn't even look at the article. I didn't have the heart to really read it through, because I thought if I found out who this woman was, I would have to basically lose sleep over it. And I was like, no, I'm just going to leave it right there. He got married. He looks happy. I don't want to know anything else. We're done. Relationship is over.
Absolutely. That's one way to deal with disappointment. So Joan, thank you. We have a couple people chiming in. So thanks, Joan, for logging in as usual. We so appreciate you joining us at the glass table for transparency, as you've put it to us. Sherilyn, nice to see you. And hi, Jeannie, always a pleasure. We are looking forward to your comments. So if you have any comments on this topic, please feel free to join us and let us know what your thoughts are on dating outside that range. So I think we have to think as well as, do we look at it differently for boys versus girls? Like you have a son and a daughter. How do you feel?
I think it's different. It's definitely different. But for me, because I know that guys take a longer time to mature than women, I would think that the better age difference bracket should be where the guy is older.
Yeah. Okay.
But the guy is older, as opposed to the guy being younger. Yeah.
Oh,
Although
yeah.
there's always exceptions.
And that's true. The exceptions, because everyone's background, their culture, their schooling, their parenting.
It's so relative.
Yeah. It impacts you. Because, for example, my daughter is away in college and she's 19 in her second year, and she's so mature beyond her age. We didn't keep her back in school. So for her to date someone significantly younger, that would be, challenging in my mind as a mom, because I know how mature she is. My son, the same thing. If he dated younger or older, I guess I wouldn't play too much into it. But if he was dating an older woman, I would wonder why she wanted to date my son.
Right.
Because of the same reason
as
well. But at the end of the day, it boils down to what's the maturity level of the person. Based on my personal experiences as well, is what is this person bringing to the table for my daughter, because I didn't have anyone to teach me those things or to show me those things. as a young girl growing up. So, you know, the lessons learned from me, I want to make sure that I am giving my kids guidance. They probably won't follow me or anything, or at some point it may kick in just like any other parents. You give advice, and at some point you hope it kicks in. But at the end of the day, supporting their personal choices of dating younger and older, you can just pray, like you said, and hope that this person, and like whether you date young or old, it's not guaranteed to work out at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Right?
There's
And
no
that's proven.
guarantee, right?
Yeah.
There's absolutely no guarantee. And you know what we do also have to keep in mind that some people come into your life for a season. I've read it so many times, and I believe that it may not be permanent.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be permanent for it to be absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, beautiful. The time that you share with this person, as temporary as it might be, if you suspect that it could be, isn't the value of that relationship in itself way better than you even thinking, well, you know what, this might have to end sometime, you know.
Yeah.
So sometimes it might just be like a period in your life that you have to go through. That person is in your life for a reason, for a season.
So some of the sayings out there, we'll address them, is the sugar daddy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or the gold digger. That comes along with some of what people initially think or say when they see couples dating and there's a huge age difference. For me personally, I think younger women are probably looking for some kind of security, whether it's intellectual security, whether it's that comfort because they can't get it from guys their age, and whether that person is more financially secure. And of course, social media, everything is out there on TV now, where we live such a different lifestyle, that people want more from their relationships financially. Women are and men are less likely to settle for someone that is making less money. So yes, there are advantages financially, hopefully, unless you're dating a broke pocket, but you would expect by a certain age you're a little more financially stable. But then some of those people are also going through divorces and they don't have that income as well. So hopefully people are truly falling in love.
Alimony.
Yeah, but a lot of women are, I believe, going with men for that. And the men don't seem to mind. They don't seem to mind if they have the money to take you out on their boat, if they have the money to fly you in their private jets, and these are the extreme guys, or just to take you out and fine dine you, because they're, you know, the older generation is somewhat brought up to do that anyway, so women are attracted to that. So I think young women are, you know, they've done it for years, but we're seeing more and more of it where they want that. So what happens to women, and it's funny because I was playing volleyball last night and one of the guys said, we brought up the topic that was being discussed today, and he said, why would I want to date a younger girl, Dom, when I can look at your fine self? So then you do have those guys that want to date someone their own age, but I think it's becoming more challenging for guys to meet girls that are willing to some degree. There's always people out there, there's all these dating sites that allow you to
Yeah, but a lot of people don't want to do
reach.
the sites.
Yeah, I'm one of those that don't want to do the dating sites. I'm old-fashioned and want to meet people the normal way,
Yeah.
in person. I don't want
The
the fake
normal way,
pictures
yeah.
and the let's set up 6 dates and hope one is not a frog. I'm just not that. So at the end of the day, I think for me personally, it is as long as people are happy. And I'll hopefully, if I'm ever challenged with that myself, with my own children, just be more aware as I've grown older on their feelings and what matters, and allowing them to make their choices and support them in ways we can. So I see Joan said, good point, Shelley. There may be experience to gain from the older person that can prepare you for someone else. There you go. Absolutely.
Oh my God, of course. Of course.
Tanya, thank you for chiming in, Tanya. She says, preferably someone around the same age as herself.
Wow.
So what are your thoughts, Sherilyn, as far as closing words, anything you have gained, experience, and knowledge that you would want to share to anyone watching this? What's your standpoint?
Honestly, I think this is individualistic. I think this depends on the couple. I don't think there should be any particular standpoint. I think if you're old enough and mature enough to make your decisions and make your choices and stand by your consequences, then know fully well what is it that you're getting involved with. But if you're really, really having the time of your life with this person, why would you deny yourself that just because he's way older or way younger, or she's way older or she's way younger? I mean, but again, it's all relative. It's all perspective as well. So it just depends. Are you looking for a family or are you not? It depends on a lot of other things as well, which is why I say it's individualistic. There's no set rule here.
And welcome, thanks for chiming in, Eddie. Nice to see you, my volleyball partner. Jeannie, my husband would tell you age ain't nothing but a number. We're happily married as our relationship is based on trust, loyalty, respect, love, and understanding. Most importantly, I can be me. Oh, that's awesome. And that's a lot of the feedback.
That's what I'm saying, basically.
Yeah. For the people that have made comments and participated, and they are truly in relationships that have these age differences, have all come back and said it's working for them. It's a wonderful experience. I know for me personally, I've dated younger. I've dated within my age range, within a 5-year bracket, I would say. I've not dated significantly older, and it's not that I'm opposed to it. I think for me personally, it's like the online dating thing is out for me. I'm attracted to people that are intelligent. I definitely know that. I'm attracted to people that enjoy working out, that are non-smokers, that are not alcoholics. And and what Jeannie touched on, which is, and a lot of the other people, is allowing you to be yourself. If you can't allow me to be myself, which is absolutely phenomenal, volleyball player, smart woman, then there's nothing that I see that I need to change. So you either have to accept that personality, or then it's not going to work out. And hopefully I will help motivate you as well to go work out, do something. You know, I think Will and Jada Smith also have said in their relationship why they work is because they're allowed to be themselves separately and then come back as one and be a couple. And I think that's what we're getting from everyone that's chiming in. So we definitely, that speaks volume. Chin Lu says he wants someone to grow old with, not someone who will have to change diapers in his old age. He finds it selfish.
I said, no, you're right. Yeah. It just depends, which is why, again, it boils down to individualistic. It just depends on what you're looking for, what you need right now in your life, you know, what you're missing, and you just gotta find someone with that same mentality, that same need, that same want, where you guys just really just fit well together.
Absolutely. And Rosie says, in some cases, mature folks are more stable, focused, and could be a provider. However, there is no guarantee the relationship could bring happiness, but rather control, manipulation, and more. The emotional mental connection is vital. Very good points, Rosie. And then Joan, my husband is 11 years older. It was an issue when we were younger, in our 20s and 30s. But now that we're in our 70s and 60s, no one sees it as an issue. True. And I think generationally we've changed as what's more accepted, and then people just accept you for who you are at this point. What choice do we have? Right?
At that point, I mean, come on, at that point, okay, let's get with the picture here.
I know.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I'm so thankful, because when we came up with this topic, I was so like, you're not sure how you would feel about it, right? And as you listen to what other people are saying and sharing their personal experiences and journeys and see how happy they are, hopefully we're making changes for people that are in the situation or thinking about it, or you may be scared to bring this person home to your parents. So hopefully this helps to say there's a lot of relationships out there. People are just having a blast and enjoying each other for the rest of their lives, or until you're changing diapers.
Yeah, you're not alone. In other words, you're not alone. I mean, embrace it. My advice, embrace it, own it, live in it, enjoy it. That's my advice.
Awesome. So we look forward to more comments from you. We'll go in and also definitely check in with you guys. Peter, Gracie, thank you so much. One love. Caribbean Edge. Oh, wow. Comments rolling in. Always a pleasure. Always pleasure to see you. And we definitely appreciate our viewers. We'll go in and respond to you. So we'll see you again next Wednesday at 8 p.m. So chime in, invite your friends. Remember to share us. And we appreciate you. One love.
Ciao for now. Take care, all of you. Take care.
Bye.